Monopoly Deal. How to play. The object of the game is to be the first player to collect 3 different property sets. Give each player a reference card and return any extra to the box. Shuffle the rest of the cards and deal 5 to each player. Then, place the remainder face down in the middle as a draw deck. Players look at their cards but keep them hidden from others. The youngest player goes first, then play proceeds clockwise. On your turn, draw 2 cards from the top of the draw deck and add them to your hand. If ever you start your turn with 0 cards, then draw 5 cards instead. After drawing, you may play up to 3 cards from your hand. You may choose to play none. There are 3 ways to play cards. Once you play a card, you may not add it back to your hand. First, you can play action or money cards to your bank by placing them face up in a single pile. All cards in your bank are worth money. Action cards are worth the value in their top left, ignoring the text on the rest of the card. Second, you can add a property to your collection by placing it face up in front of you, separate from your bank, organized by color. There is no limit to the number of properties you can have in front of you. Third, you can play an action card to the discard pile and perform the action on that card. House and hotel action cards don't go to the discard, but instead are placed on property sets. You may not play action cards from your bank. After playing your 3 cards, or choosing to play less, then your turn ends. At the end of your turn, if you have more than 7 cards in your hand, then you must discard down to 7, ignoring any action cards you discarded. If you need to pay another player, you may give them money from your bank, or give them properties from your collection based on the value of the property in its top left. Money and action cards go to that player's bank, and properties go to their collection. Properties never go to a player's bank, and you never pay with cards from your hand. You get to decide how you want to pay, not the player you are paying. If you don't have enough money in your bank, then you must pay with properties. There is no change, so you may have to pay someone more than you owe if that is all you have. If you don't have enough money or properties to pay someone, then pay them what you have. If you have nothing, then pay nothing. Wild property cards may only be arranged in sets in front of you on your turn. When you do this, it does not count as playing a card. Wilds may not go to your bank, and the rainbow wild property cannot be used as money. You may not have a complete set made up entirely of wilds, and you may not have a wild in a set if it exceeds that set's limit. But you could use them to start a new set in the same color. When you collect rent and have multiple properties in the same color, the value of all the combined properties is listed on each card. You collect the total amount once per set, not once per each property card. Double the Rent must be played together with a rent card, and it counts as one of the 3 cards you may play for the turn. Playing 2 Double the Rent cards would result in quadrupling the rent. You may only play houses and hotels on complete property sets that aren't railroads or utilities. If the set ever becomes incomplete, then discard them. When you use houses or hotels to pay another player, they go to their bank instead of a property set. A property set may only have 1 house and 1 hotel. Just Say No can be played on another player's turn, and it only affects you. So, if Collect Rent is played and you play Just Say No, then you wouldn't pay at all, but all the other players still would. Just Say No can affect another Just Say No card. Playing a Just Say No on your turn counts as one of your 3 cards. The first player to collect 3 complete sets of different colors wins.